Palestine.Bayt Tima was a Palestinian Arab village in the Gaza Subdistrict, located 21 kilometers northeast of Gaza and some 12 kilometers from the coastline. It was situated in flat terrain on the southern coastal plain of Palestine.Bayt Tima was depopulated during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. Its population in 1945 was 1,060. History. During the Mandate period, the village was inspected by the Department of Antiquities, and a number of ancient remains were noted, in addition to 2 Arabic inscriptions built into the mosque. In the cemetery located just south of Bayt Tima lies a worn mosaic pavement, suggesting an ancient Roman or Byzantine presence at the site. A 14th-century Mamluk-era mosque existed on the site, dedicated to a certain prophet, a local saint named Nableezy Tima. In the courtyard of the mosque and near it are imitations of Corinthian capitals and columns of grey stone. The remainder of the building was built in local Kirkstone. There is no mention of Bayt Tima in early Arabic sources, and the inscription on the mosque is the only Mamluk association to it. Ottoman era. Bayt Tima came under Ottoman rule in the early 16th century, and in 1596 it was under the administration of the Nahir of Gaza, part of the Liwa of Gaza. With a population of 693, the inhabitants paid taxes on wheat, barley, fruit, almonds, sesame, beehives, and goats. Pierre Jacotin named the village Gurguia on his map from 1799. The Ottomans constructed additions to the mosque, and the Egyptians under Muhammad Ali of Egypt reconstructed it in the 1830s. In 1863, the French explorer Victor Guérin visited Bayt Tima, noting that it had a population of 400 and mentioning the Mamluk Mosque. An Ottoman village list of about 1870 indicated 49 houses and a population of 159, though the population count included only men. In 1883, the Palestine Exploration Fund's survey of Western Palestine described it as being of moderate size, with 2 pools and shrines, and 2 small patches of garden nearby. British Mandate era. In the 1922 census of Palestine conducted by the British Mandate authorities, Bayt Tima had a population of 606, all Muslims, increasing by the 1931 census to 762, still all Muslim, in 157 houses. In 1945 the population of Bayt Tima consisted of 1060, all Muslims, and the land area was 11,032 dunams. According to an official land and population survey, of this 197 dunams were designated for plantations and irrigable land, 10,444 for cereals, while 60 dunams were built-up areas. During the British Mandate period, Bayt Tima had its own shops, the 14th-century mosque, and an elementary school built in 1946. It shared the school with nearby Halakar and Korkaba. Its mud houses, which amounted to 157, were grouped together in blocks, separated by streets or open space. The largest block was at the center of the village. Most residents worked in rain-fed agriculture, cultivating grain, vegetables, and fruits, especially figs, apricots, and almonds. 1948 War and Aftermath. According to the Jaffa-based newspaper Filastin, a Zionist attempt to infiltrate Bayt Tima was recorded as early as February 1948, preceding the outbreak of the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The forces were driven back by a hail of bullets from the local militiamen, which lasted for half an hour. An aerial and artillery bombardment against the village in mid-October 1948 led to the flight of a large number of refugees from Bayt Tima. It was occupied on October 1819 in the early stages of Operation Yoav by the Givati Brigade. The New York Times quoted an Israeli communiqué on October 20 which said that Bayt Tima had fallen, along with Halakha and Korkaba. Israeli sources had told the Associated Press that they had occupied Bayt Tima at the beginning of June. They claimed it was captured while slashing behind an Egyptian coastal spearhead on June 1. But the occupation was short-lived, since Israeli forces also threatened Bayt Tima a month later, according to Egyptian writer Mohammed Abd al-Munim. He writes that at the end of the first truce, in early July, the village was held by Palestinian militiamen and Israeli forces encroached on Bayt Tima, occupying the hills overlooking it. Its defenders were reinforced by a Saudi Arabian company fighting on the southern front, and Bayt Tima supposedly remained in Arab hands throughout the second truce. No Israeli towns were built on village lands. According to Palestinian historian Walid Khalidi, sycamore and carob trees grow around the rubble on the site. The land is used for agriculture. Bibliography.